Welcome to Dubai This Week. Our guest today is Israel's first ambassador to the United Arab Emirates, Amir Hayek. Ambassador Hayek is no stranger to the region. Both his parents are from Baghdad, and perhaps that's why he feels so at home here in the UAE. Ambassador Amir Hayek, Israel's first ambassador to the UAE, thanks for joining us.
My pleasure.
You've been here for 3 months already, although it seems like you've been here much longer. How's it been for you so far?
In one word, wow, amazing. You know, I came to the UAE for the first time, as you said, 3 months ago. And I really saw more than I thought that I will see. And I really saw warm people, and not talking about the weather. And I really saw smart people, and I saw welcoming people. And I'm feeling very good here. Yeah.
What stands out most about UAE culture?
It's very bold that the UAE culture, you know, that the roots are from the leaders of this country, the founders of this country, is that this country know how to draw strategy, made it a plan, and then to execute. And you can see it in each and every corner here in this country, and you can see yourself that what this country achieved in 50 years, that's amazing.
Let's talk about your personal background. You are an Iraqi Israeli. Your parents were Iraqi Jews living in Baghdad, born and raised in Baghdad. How does that affect your experience here?
You know, I was born and raised in Israel, and my parents died many years ago. When I came here, you know, as a child, they used to speak Arabic at home. My grandmother used to speak Arabic, my grandfather used to speak Arabic. My parents, between them, they used to listen to Arabic music at home. And as a child, I was asking myself, why didn't they listen to Elton John instead of Farid al-Atrash, instead of Kulthum, instead of Abdul Wahab, and it was their culture. And when I came here, I felt, when I just touched the ground, I felt that I came home. I came to my parents' neighborhood.
So it's really coming full circle for you.
Yeah.
You don't come from a diplomatic background. You're not part of the diplomatic corps in Israel. So this is really your first posting, maybe your only posting. How does your personal background, most recently being head of the Hotel Association in Israel, affect your role here? And what do you bring to the table?
You know, I spent all my life around the Israeli industry. I was the Director General of the Israel Export Institute, and then Director General of the Ministry of Industry and Trade, and then I was industrialist myself, and then I was Director General of the Manufacturer Association, and combined I was the Director General of the Israeli business sector, and then I was, and then as you said, I was the President of the Hotel Association. I was on the line between government and private, public and private. And I'm bringing with me the experience to talk to the private sector. I know exactly what the private sector in both sides are looking for, and I know how governments are working.
This peace started between governments, and part of your role is to make that accessible to people and to the private sector. So how do you make that shift from G to G to P to P?
You know, it's not a secret that in the past there was some business between both countries, and we need to deepen it, and we need to bring it, to drill down it to many people as we can. And I'm talking about two main sectors. I'm talking about the youth, and we need to take care of the youth and to bring this peace into them. It's their peace, it's their future. And we came here and we are doing it for them. And the second sector, when we are talking about business sector, is the SMEs, small and medium enterprises. We need to do everything we can to bring this peace to SMEs, to let them understand it, to let them use it, to let them work with each other, to let them know each other, and to let them create business with each other and grow with each other, and this is what we'll do.
Like you're saying, the major companies have already enjoyed the fruits of this relationship. How do we get the individual to really enjoy the fruits of this peace and this relationship?
We are having a lot of discussions about it, and I think that we need to encourage them to share the risk with them while they are doing the business with each other. When the Prime Minister was here, both governments announced that we are going to establish a joint fund, R&D fund, in order to make it happen, in order to share the risk with those companies. And companies don't run to take the money because you will not get it. I'll tell you how they will get it. An Israeli company alone cannot get the money. Emirati company alone cannot get the money. Only if they will look for each other and come together, will draw a plan together, and this plan will be approved on both sides, they will get the money. So we want them to work together. We want them to look for each other, to get to know each other, to think with each other, and to draw an R&D plan with each other.
Yeah, I think this has been mainly what's been missing from this relationship and from the normalization. We're seeing investments, we're seeing a lot of good intentions expressed through MOUs, but we're not seeing the joint investment yet, and we're not seeing as many joint projects.
You know, you are talking about a peace that is around 1 year old. So the agreement was signed around 1 year and 2 or 3 months ago, and it's like a baby that 1 year old that know how to speak 3 languages. Wait, yawash, we can do it, and we will do it. It's a marathon. It's a marathon. I think that first we need to bring it to turn it from G to G to P to P, people to people. And the people will make this peace happening. You know, we are talking about trade. We are just about to sign a free trade agreement between both countries. I hope that it will happen in another 3 or 4 months. And then that's another very important step forward.
So we're expected to see a free trade agreement. There's already visa-free travel. Looking at the education aspect of the relationship, I know that the Emirati side has already implemented the Abraham Accords within the curriculum. Kids are already taught about normalization. What's happening on the Israeli side?
I really don't know. I just know that if I'm talking to my children that just lately came here, but learned at the Israeli schools, they are learning about the Abraham Accords. They learned about Abraham Accords. You know, even my child, who is 10 years old, gave a lecture about Abraham Accords in his school. They are talking about it. Yeah, they are learning about it. It must be. They must learn about it, because this is the right way to create good relations between countries.
Do you think normalization with Israel is also turning the UAE into more of a target in the region?
Absolutely not. I think that many countries are looking at both countries' relations and the achievements, and even if they are not saying it now, they are thinking it. Why not us? Why not us? Because the issue here is to go forward. The issue here is to build a better world.
Do you believe more countries will be joining the Accords this year?
I'm sure. I don't know about this year. I'm sure that more countries will understand. And as much as we will succeed more, as much as we will get to our targets more, I believe that countries will look at it and will say, yes, it can happen. Why not us?
Ambassador Amir Hayek, thanks so much for your time today.
My pleasure.
This was Ambassador Amir Hayek. We hope you enjoyed our interview. Let us know what other guests you'd like to see on our show. Don't forget to like and subscribe to see all of our content.